For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. For all No Identity merchandise, hats, hoodies and t-shirts, follow the link in the description down below to the No Identity Fan Fibre website. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 1 of the Arsenal Career Mode here on the Chesnoy Gaming channel. This is a series that is going to have a little bit of a twist to it. You may have seen episode 0 that went up yesterday. If you haven't, then feel free to go and check that. It's about a 4-minute little explainer for how this series is going to work. I will briefly recover it here if you can't be bothered to go and watch that other video. But basically what I've done is I've taken... like I did last year with the Newcastle series, I've updated around about 300 transfers that have happened in real life and updated them in the save. I streamed myself doing that the other day on Twitch. Did the top 200 or so that have gone through in the window so far with regards value or kind of player notoriety. And I also did about 100 of extra transfers, taking suggestions out of the chat. So we've done that. And we've also updated the leagues as well. All of the leagues in England, France, Germany, Italy and Spain have all been updated with regards promotions and relegations. So Huddersfield, Brighton, Newcastle are in the Premier League, and obviously everybody that got relegated out of the Premier League is now in the Championship, Hull, Middlesbrough and Sunderland. So the leagues are updated, the squads are updated, but the big twist, or the main twist with this series is that whilst this is going to be a normal episode 1, like I normally do, I'll run through the board expectations, the squad, my thoughts on the squad, and we'll play the first friendly. After this friendly, and in fact later on this evening, as you watch this, if you're watching it on the first day that it goes up, the 23rd of July 2017, the rest of the series is going to be streamed over on Twitch. Now, I will be taking the highlights from the Twitch streams and cutting them down and uploading them to YouTube. So rather than putting it together as just one lump 3-hour video for you to watch, I'll actually edit it down, edit the Twitch highlights down, so it feels more like a generic YouTube series, like the Oviedo series here on the YouTube channel. So if you want to watch the full thing live, then you can do over on Twitch. If you missed the full live stream and you want to watch the full stream live, broadcasts are available in the videos section of my Twitch channel for up to 60 days after that particular stream has taken place. So feel free to follow the link in the description to my Twitch channel. I will be streaming this later on this evening. I'm going to start around about 7:30 PM UK. That's the plan. This is probably going to go live between 6 and 6:30 PM UK. So in about an hour's time, I'm going to start streaming the rest of this series. But like I say, I'm going to take the live streams, I'm going to edit the highlights down and then upload those to YouTube in an episodic format. And it will feel here on YouTube more like, you know, a bona fide YouTube series, so you get the best of both worlds. If you want to watch the whole series live, you can. If you want to just watch the highlights like you normally would any other YouTube series I put out, you can do that here on the YouTube channel, or feel free to watch both. It's completely up to you. But that's how this series is going to work. I did lay that out in, well, probably not even as much detail as that actually in the little explainer video yesterday, so much for me briefly covering it. But that is the plan. So, full live stream of the series over on Twitch, edited highlights back down here on the YouTube channel. Hopefully, I'm going to try and do it on the same schedule that the Napoli series came out. So on a Tuesday evening, a Thursday evening, and then Saturday and Sunday lunchtimes to stick with the same upload schedule. So we'll be streaming this quite regularly over on Twitch. Or at least I hope to stream this quite regularly over on Twitch. Obviously, if I am unable to get highlights edited or I'm unable to stream, etc., I will let you guys know over on Twitter. So follow the link in the description to my Twitter as well. But without any further ado, let's crack on with episode number 1 so that I can get this uploaded for you, ready, so that I can stream, continuing on from after the Inter game. We will play the Inter Milan game in this episode, but I just want to quickly show you the board expectations, what they want from me this year, so we know what we have to achieve. Youth development is of medium priority. The way to sign a youth player, this is a long-term one that I've never had before. So within 2 seasons, have at least one player from the youth academy signed in the first season, so this year, play at least 50% of the games in the next season, so season 2. Now, I don't know whether that means 50% of the games in the league or 50% of the games in all competitions, but that's going to be particularly difficult considering the level at which we're playing. If this was League 2 and I could bring in a player that was like 55 rated and train them up to 65 rated, and then they could quite comfortably play 50% of my games the next year and not affect the quality of the team. But with us being at the top end of the Premier League and top end of European football, that's going to be quite difficult. I may need to use a Scout Future Star for that, and in fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. Hope that the Scout Future Star, if I train him, if I concentrate all of my training on that Scout Future Star, then hopefully, by the time Season 2 comes around, they'll be able to play the majority of my games. It depends the position of which that player is as well, of course. Brand exposure, they want us to gain £170 million from shirt sales. That won't be a problem at a club the size of Arsenal. They also want us to earn £323 million through media earnings, basically competition prize money, within 3 years. Now, we should be able to do that, or should be able to get about 85 to 90% of the way through that, purely from Premier League winnings. So the rest will have to come, obviously, from FA Cup, League Cup and Champions League, but we should be able to do that over the course of 3 seasons. Whether we'll get 3 seasons through by the time FIFA 18 comes out, I'm not sure. I'd like to, and I'll try to. So we'll have to wait and see. Long-term financial gain is to, within 3 seasons, increase the club worth by 10%. That really won't be a problem, again, at a club of this size. Domestically, they want me to win the Premier League and win the FA Cup. So the board expectations are quite high here at Arsenal. They want the double. They also want me to reach the final of the Champions League as well. So we have a tough task ahead of us here at Arsenal Football Club, but we have a rather large transfer budget to be able to do those objectives. £77 million with 350k sat there in the bank. I'm not sure what to do with the squad. There are some players that obviously I would consider selling, and I'll go through the squad now and I'll let you know. I'll sort by position so that we can see who we've got and where. We have Petr Cech. He will, of course, remain my #1 goalkeeper for at least this first season, and David Ospina will remain my #2 goalkeeper for at least this season, unless we get a Scout Future Star goalkeeper that I can train up, in which case I'll sell David Ospina on. Ryan Huddart, I will actually send out on loan for 2 years, and I'll do the same with Emiliano Martinez. In fact, I may even consider selling him. So again, give me your feedback on these, by the way. Let me know what you think I should do. At right back, Hector Bellerin, obviously going to stay as my right back. Heavily linked with Barcelona over the past couple of years, but I want to try and keep him at the club. Carl Jenkinson, I'm going to send out on loan for a year. I'm not sure what to do with him. And Mathieu Debussy, I would very much like to sell on. Oh, that's Carl Jenkinson. Well done, Ches. Helps if you actually click the right player, doesn't it? Mathieu Debussy, I would very much like to sell on and replace. So we'll have Hector Bellerin as our #1 right back, and I'd like to bring in another right back. In fact, I might as well sell Carl Jenkinson. Let me know what to do with Jenkinson. To loan him or to just straight up sell him. I'm not sure. I'll take your advice. We have a couple of youngsters out on loan like Tafari Moore and Julio Pleguizelo. At centre-back, we have obviously some strong players and some not so strong players. We have Shkodran Mustafi, new in technically this season in-game, but last year. Recently arrived from Valencia for 38 million. He'll win my starting centre-back alongside Laurent Koscielny, of course. Gabriel is still here, but I don't know what to do with him. I will take your advice there. Bola, I will, of course, send out on loan for 2 years. Rob Holding will be involved in the first team picture. Per Mertesacker, I don't like. Even if he had pace, I'm not keen on Per Mertesacker, so I'm going to sell him on. That might not be a popular decision, but it's a decision that I'm going to go through with. Callum Chambers is currently on loan at Middlesbrough and will come back next season, so he will come back into the first team picture. Bielik is also out on loan currently at Birmingham, but pretty sure he will get sold on or loaned out again after that. At left back, of course, Sead Kolasinac is in at Arsenal. They signed him on a free, and he'll be my rotation left back. Nacho Monreal will start, and Kieran Gibbs will... Oh, I don't know. We've got 3 good left backs here. I may not even need to sign a right back. I might be able to... Because can Kolasinac play at right back? No. Left mid as well. Kieran Gibbs I could probably play at right back and not worry too much about it. And Nacho Monreal I could probably play at right back as well. So we have 3 good left backs and 1 good right back. I might not need to sign a wing back. Again, we'll take your advice on that particular issue in the side. With regards holding mid, we have young Coquelin, although he's actually 25 now, but his ratings do look decent. So 79 rated. He'll start alongside Granit Xhaka in the holding midfield roles. We have El Mohammadi? What am I even talking about? Mohamed El Neni as well, who is another up-and-comer, 23 years of age, obviously been playing more and more in the Arsenal first team last season in real life. Centre mid-wise, we still obviously have Aaron Ramsey. He'll probably start in the midfield. And Jack Wilshere is back from loan at Bournemouth. Don't know what to do with him. In fact, I'll probably start with Ramsey and Wilshere, to be fair, in my holding midfield. I'm not sure. I've got a lot of midfielders. We've got Maitland-Niles. He'll go out on loan for 2 years. And do we have any other centre mids? We do. We have John Toral and Ismail Banaka, but they're both out on loan already. Out wide, on the right-hand side, we have Theo Walcott, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who is linked with Chelsea in real life, but nothing's gone through yet, and Jeff Rain at Adelaide, who I will list on loan just for the 1 year. And on the left-hand side, we have, obviously, Alexis Sanchez. Alex Iwobi as well, who's been getting better and better in real life. I'll try and keep him at the club if I can. Alexis Sanchez is actually down as a striker, but I will utilise him on the left-hand side of midfield, or out wide, because, of course, we have Alexandre Lacazette at the club now. So he's going to be a huge player for me this year, I'm hoping, and fingers crossed he'll grow as well and score me a lot of goals. I'm going to send Daniel Malin out on loan. We also have Danny Welbeck and Chuba Akpom, who's out on loan currently at Brighton in the Premier League now. Danny Welbeck, I'm not sure what to do with. Olivier Giroud, I'm contemplating selling. I will take your advice. And Lucas Perez, again, contemplating selling. We'll take your advice. We also have Santi Cazorla there still for the cam role alongside Mesut Ozil. We actually have a lot of forward players here. Danny Welbeck, I could play out wide as well, but he's not where I don't know where he's best utilised, to be fair. Giroud and Perez, I mean, with Alexis Sanchez being able to play up top and Alexandre Lacazette now at the club, I don't know how much first-team football they're going to see. So again, I will take your advice there, but obviously I'll take your advice in the comment section of this video and in the streams as well, of course. So that's the state of the squad right now. This is my starting lineup at present. Theo on the right with Sanchez on the left. I'll take Coquelin out for Ramsey, and let's put Jack Wilshere on the bench. I'll start with Granit Xhaka. I'll put Jack Wilshere on the bench for El Neni. But Mustafi Bayern, Koscielny and Monreal, Ozil, Lacazette, Ramsey, Xhaka and Cech in goal. That's how the side is going to start. I might put Santi on the... Do I put Santi on the bench? I'll put Santi on the bench for Lucas Perez. I'll put Santi on the bench for Lucas Perez. There we go. So we've got Giroud as my striking option. Gabriel, in fact, let's put Kieran Gibbs on the bench. And we'll move Ospina just for OCD, so everyone's in position order. Right, so that's how we're going to start the series. Let's jump into this game against Inter and see how the team plays with... in fact, I might start Kolasinac just to see how he gets on. I'll leave Monreal as my starting left-back, but I'll advance as far as the game against Inter, and then when I get into the actual pre-game menus, that'll be when Ryan Huddart wants to play. Sorry, mate, you're not going to play against Inter Milan. Might play you against Al Hilal, but you're not going to play against Inter Milan. I am on Legendary, of course, as always, so it should be pretty difficult this season, but I will just start Kolasinac in this opening game just so we can get a feel of how he plays alongside Alexandre Lacazette, of course, starting up top. So drop the video a like if you're looking forward to this series. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any of it. Follow me on Twitch if you want to watch the whole thing live. Do make sure you follow me on Twitter as well to stay up to date with everything that goes on with me and my live streaming activities, and YouTube as well, of course. The Oviedo series won't be affected. That'll still be coming out daily as well, so don't worry about that. Let's head into this game against Inter and see how this Arsenal team plays. Inter starting new signing Borja Valero up top, as you can see there at Cam. It's a signing that we put through in this series because Eva Banega has gone back to Spain to Sevilla. So Eva Banega is going to be at Sevilla in this save, and on the ball now, Borja Valero has moved from Fiorentina to Inter Milan. Obviously, AC Milan have made a number of signings. I was tempted to do a series with them, but MGH is currently using AC Milan, so I decided against doing that. I didn't really want to have you guys, because I know a number of you watch MGH as well. I didn't want you guys having two AC Milan series at the same time to watch, but I guess MGH is kind of a go-to for Arsenal as well, so I apologise if a number of you have already seen an Arsenal series this year, but I thought it was quite an interesting one to do, because they've done some business in the transfer window, but not loads, but they have been signed a couple of players, especially in the form of Lacazette, that they've been needing to sign for ages in real life. They've needed a striker for so long. Ozil with a strike, good save by Di Gregorio. It's not the strongest of lineups being put out here by Inter, so I'd like to think that I can actually get a decent result, but that's going to be the keeper's. He has punched it though, and will win that foot race, and that was cut out nicely by Borja Valero. So I'm not sure what this game will be like, to be honest. Perisic is obviously a very good player, so we'll have to keep our eye on him. But Mustafi doing well in his first game. So forward to Alexis. In there to Lacazette. Alexis has gone again, so I'll dink it over looking for him. He's going to have the legs to get there. He's done well here, Alexis Sanchez. Sanchez, great finish. Lacazette gets an assist in his first game as an Arsenal player. He did score in real life in his first game as an Arsenal player, and I guess there's still plenty of time for him to do that in this game too, but great finish from Alexis, keeping that low. Again, to reiterate, it's not the strongest of teams here from Inter, so I'm expecting it to be an easier game than perhaps we might have expected, but it's still nice to get a good positive start, and Alexis has gotten us off the mark. Nice tackle by Mustafi. Been really impressed with him so far. Shkodran Mustafi has been particularly brutal in defence. Oh, it's a lovely ball by Lacazette, but it's not going to reach Sanchez. But he's taken it off the defender. Can he finish it? No. Great save. So we'll keep this in. And I've got two people in the middle, one of which is Theo Walcott here. Take a touch to get it out of the defender, or, you know, just take a touch and stand there and get tackled. I guess that's the other option. Dickhead. Turns well. Oh, nice ball inside. This is good football. Can D'Ambrosio keep that in? He can. And the cross is decent as well. Mustafi heads away. He's been a rock so far for me, Shkodran Mustafi. Absolutely brilliant in the midfield. Get that back there to Alexandre Lacazette. Now he's a bit isolated here, but support is arriving. Here's Granit Xhaka. And turn back inside, look for the ball across there to Mesut Ozil. And there's space here for Theo Walcott. Now can someone take up a decent position in the middle or pull this back? Ozil, that is a really nice goal. Played the way that Arsenal would. About on the floor, the ball back across on the floor and slotted home. Great passing football, great teamwork. That's what Arsenal Football Club is all about. Theo drilling it back in. Ozil first time through the keeper. We've got something on it, but not able to keep it out. 2-0 on the brink of half-time. Going to make some changes at half-time. Taking Santi, or putting Santi on, sorry, for Mesut Ozil. Chamberlain's going to come in on the right. I'm going to put Coquelin in for Xhaka and Wilshere in for Ramsey. So we've kind of got one really solid defence-minded player with someone that can play kind of both roles in that midfield. And then do I leave Lacazette? I might leave Lacazette on for now. I'm going to throw Gabriel in for Mustafi. He's been brilliant so far, so I think he deserves the rest. And let's try Kieran Gibbs at right back. Let's give it a go. See if one of these left backs could actually do a job for me at right back in this save, meaning that we would be able to spend money elsewhere rather than thinking about buying an extra right back and wasting money in that role. If we've got players that can do a job there, then we might as well save the finances and buy it elsewhere. Although I'm really not sure where to improve this Arsenal side, to be honest. We have numbers, but we don't necessarily have that much quality in numbers in a few key areas, like centre mid. We don't have any real, true, world-class central midfielders, so perhaps that's something we could look at, but we might have to sell a couple of players that have been at Arsenal for years, like Jack Wilshere, like Aaron Ramsey. Players like that might have to get moved on to bring in that world-class player. I'm not sure. This is where you guys will come in, both in the comment section of this video, comment section of further videos, and in the streams as well. So it's going to be very, very important that you guys are active in the comment sections and coming to the streams and watching live, because you guys will have the input in what happens in this series. And Santi will drop the shoulder here. Oh, what a tackle from Nagatomo. Absolutely brilliant. Valero into Pinamonti. Turns well. Kolasinac trying to close him down. Gets it in there to Kondogbia. Ball back round the corner to Borja Valero. Turns well and can't find the back of the net. That was a good move. That was a very good move from Inter there, but they weren't able to put it away. 10 minutes into the second half, it's still 2-0. D'Ambrosio with a throw. In there to Bakayoko. D'Ambrosio again. It's good football from Inter, but Coquelin trying to break it up with a foot in there, and he's done well. In fact, he's done very well, Coquelin there. And I'm just going to keep running here. Gary Medel is on my shoulder, but Alexis will turn inside. Let's play that short in there to Santi. Knock it across here to Wilshere. Wait for the space to open up. Gibbs will continue to help it out wide. Oxlade-Chamberlain dinks it in, and underneath it is Jack Wilshere, and that is 3-0. Not really too sure how he won that header. He was behind the defender who had the positioning on him. I'll have a look at the replay. Pretty sure he shouldn't have won that, but this has been quite simple against Inter. Yeah, the defender, I guess perhaps it was just over his head. Maybe it was just a perfect weight of cross. But still, a weak Inter side is being shown up to be a weak Inter side here. You can definitely tell that I've got my first string out and they don't have theirs out. It's now 3-0 here just after the hour mark. Lacazette. Runners all around me. Great footwork from Alexandre Lacazette. Kolasinac in there to Santi. We'll give that to Lacazette and out to Alexis Sanchez. I'd love to get Lacazette a goal in this first game for him. And we've been able to. Tucks it away very nicely indeed into that bottom corner. They really miss Sami Handanovic, because I get the feeling he would have saved at least 2 of the 4 goals that we've scored so far. That wasn't necessarily that far in the corner. Oh, but he was... I'll let him off, the goalkeeper there. With the defender jumping across him like that, he couldn't wait. He couldn't dive until the very last minute in case it took a deflection. I perhaps done Gregorio a bit of a disservice there. I was overly harsh on him. But still, it's Inter 0, Arsenal 4. But you can't read too much into pre-season results, of course. AC Milan beat Bayern Munich by 4-0 the other day in real life, and I get the feeling if that were a competition game in the Champions League, it probably wouldn't have gone that way. So you get the feeling if this were a fully competitive game, it wouldn't have gone this way either, or at least been this one-sided. Try and poke that. Oh, Wilshere can't quite get there first. He's not quick enough. So we won't read too much into the results here in pre-season. We do have Real Madrid in our group as well. So that'll be an interesting one to see what sort of side they put out for that and how well we do against that team. But here on Legendary against a weak Inter side, it has always only been going one way. Coquelin with a great tackle there on João Mario. João Mario wins it back again. Fair enough. Move forward quickly here to Mauro Icardi. They've brought on some bigger guns in this second half, like Mauro Icardi. Borja Valero, though, can't get away from Koscielny. Santi will get this around the corner to Alexis, who's just won the Man of the Match award. They just announced over the tannoy. So Alexis Sanchez is going to get Man of the Match for the first game that we play here at Arsenal, which is probably, as you might have expected it would be, I guess. With it being an Arsenal performance that was pretty dominant, Alexis was heavily involved. But there goes the final whistle. It's a solid 4-0 win in our first game as Arsenal manager against a weak Inter side that only managed the one shot, which was that Borja Valero chance that went wide in that second half. Juve beat Al Hilal by 5-1. In fact, it's Juventus that are in the other in our group, not Real Madrid. Real Madrid are in the other group. Al Nassr, though, beat PSG by 1-0. Clearly, you can't read too much into pre-season results. If we were able to beat Inter 4-0 and Al Hilal, or Al Nassr, sorry, are able to beat PSG, then clearly pre-season results aren't to be taken that seriously. But the performance as a whole was good, and I am interested to see what transfers have gone through so far, if there have been any in this save to this point. No transfers available. Nobody, as of yet, in this transfer window has made any signings. So we'll advance. Actually, let me get the Scout Future Star. Let me do that so that we can hopefully try and meet that board objective. So we've got the Scout Future Star, and he will go out and be dispatched and hopefully come back with a world-class potential player sooner rather than later. But I'm going to save it here, and that will be the end of episode number 1. Please drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any more of this series. There will be highlights of this series on the YouTube channel. The full streams will be happening on my Twitch channel, so follow the link down below to Twitch and to Twitter. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Hopefully you're looking forward to this with the updated transfers and the updated leagues, etc. I'm very much looking forward to getting cracking. So I'll hopefully see you in the stream in a bit. If not, I'll see you in future streams and or future episodes. I'll see you next time.